Hi, it's Daphne here, one of the tutors at IELTSpodcast.com. Thank you so much for sending us the correct essays. That's really great. I know you made a big effort writing your other one, but it's quite important that we do the essays in the right order, so each time I can see how you're progressing. This looks good. So some people think schools have to be more entertaining. Others think their sole purpose is to educate. Which do you agree with? Use specific reasons and examples. Okay. Experts throughout both the developing and developed world, have debated whether schools are primarily providing education or should encourage entertainment modules in schools. Okay. Now, I would go should be encouraging. So I like your use of the passive, but I would do present continuous here. So should be encouraging, and you want an adjective here, entertaining modules, but I wouldn't use this because the examiners use that word, so I'd use your own words. So should be encouraging more exciting or interesting modules in school. You don't need the school, non-specific, just school. Some believe schools are only, yes, you don't need this because you've already said that just above you. Yeah. So just say, I strongly agree that, or I strongly disagree that. Just give me your opinion in that one, and then this essay well analysed. Okay, nice intro. Good that you found the template. You're having a look at that already. On one hand, there's ample evidence that entertaining activities, so do you see what I mean? We need to be paraphrasing this. We can't use the same words as the examiner. And here I'd like you to tell me why, or what, sorry, such as, more sport or art lessons at school. Just school in general, you don't need an S. Okay, so let's just highlight that because that's something I'm putting in. Leads to more creativity and productivity among students. Yeah, the central reason behind this is twofold. Firstly, students will be feeling active and less stressed when they will be happening environments at school. Okay, hang on, let's just we don't need the future here. But what I would use is a modal verb. Students might feel, okay, more active. You're comparing it than if they didn't. So you want a comparison there. So they might feel more active and less stressed, ed, when there will be, okay, that doesn't quite work grammatically, but you could put when the school offers, or when more varied subjects or skills are offered. So just mixing it up a little bit rather than we've got a passive verb in there. It's a little bit more kind of high level writing. Secondly, entertaining, obviously again, not that word. Modules at school may boost, might boost, can boost students' enthusiasm towards physically being present, towards being, need a verb in there. Physically present in class without bunking. Now, bunking is way too informal. Without missing class or without being demotivated, you might have instead. For example, okay, recent evidence, research by the government showed 55% increase in, you might say, failure to attend class due to stressful environments at school. Therefore, it's clear that blissful, okay, blissful's too much. Go for stimulating, challenging, any of these adjectives we've suggested. Encourage, yes, really nice, well-organized paragraph. That template's working really well with your ideas. Good work. On the other hand, there is a case for promoting. Hang on. Now, watch out with this sentence. You need the word although. Although there's a case for promoting entertainment at school, and such an ambience increasing due to the impact of only entertaining activities. Okay, I'm going to change this. The impact of diverting focus away from exam work or academic study, whatever, doesn't matter. But we need to be absolutely clear how we're doing this. The impact of diverting focus away cannot be overstated. Now, and I also want you to put in here the negative impact. Make it really clear that you are changing direction. The examiner needs to know you're changing direction here. You signpost this really carefully. This is largely because quality of class lecture will be compromised. Okay, might be used again. To accommodate more entertaining activities. Yep. For instance, an extensive study indicated that teachers gave extra homework, okay, to accommodate for a shortage of academic syllabus lessons at when an entertaining environment or whatever at school was provided. Yeah, okay. Which put an extra burden on the student. Yes, very, very good point. It's possible to state beyond that promoting, okay, you can see how much you're repeating this word now, could also diminish. Well, you're going to use could, not can. Could is more academic. It works really nicely. Could, may, or might. You can interchange those really easily. Okay, well done, but good ideas. I like the argument, good flow here. To conclude, I firmly believe that schools should encourage you want the infinitive after should, encourage a mixed proportion of entertaining activities leading to students' prosperity. Okay, really good start there. I like that. You've got some really nice ideas. Good start. The template's working well. You've got some interesting vocabulary. Careful to keep it formal and make sure we mix up the vocab. We're not always using the same words as the examiner. Okay? So your second essay, these are both task 2. Next time we'll have one task 2, one task 1 each time. Okay? Doing an enjoyable activity with a child can develop better skills and more creativity than reading. To what extent do you agree? Okay, use reasons. So experts throughout. So we can change this up a bit as we go through the essay. Okay, so we don't always have to have this. We can mix it up a bit. Have debated that teenagers improve more skills and productivity level by doing the venture physically than only reading about it. Okay, hang on a minute. Now, we're talking a child, so that's not a teenager. Definitely, you need to put youngsters or young children or something like that. Productivity levels by doing the venture physically. By being more physically engaged than only by reading. Personally, I strongly agree. Now give me a little bit more because. Tell me why you agree. Otherwise that sentence is a little bit too short. Okay, lovely. So make sure the introduction is so important. Give me some ideas as to why you think this is good. There's ample evidence that youngsters, we've got that word, well done there, develop, present tense, their analytical skills more by practicing rather than reading a book. Okay, firstly, practicing practicing them rather than reading a book. But I kind of really need you to tell me what you mean. Like here, if you're going to put playing football or whatever the skills are, then practicing them. For example, by playing football or drawing rather than reading a book. Really, really important here. Otherwise, this essay is very abstract and it needs to be kind of more grounded. Firstly, analytical skills such as quantitative aptitude could only be improved by practicing more and more times. Yeah, you're going to need to tell me what you mean by this. I mean, I know, but I want you to tell me. Aptitude, yeah, which is learned through something. Yeah, give me an example. Can only be improved. physically doing an activity or practicing has a long-term impact on youngsters' memory, or has a longer term, you're comparing, than reading. For example, 75% explain the process more effectively when they physically experienced. USA government indicated 75% explained the process more effectively when they physically experience it. Yes. Yes. Okay, I don't disagree with that. I'm a little bit cautious about this because I'm thinking it's kind of not that academic in terms of an academic style of essay, but you've written it so beautifully that let's leave it in there. Normally I would be a little bit cautious on anything kind of idiomatic. I think I'd rather have an example here, talk about literally what are you learning when you're playing football. You're working with a peer group, you're learning competitive skills, getting back to the skills you're learning. Comparing this to reading, okay? Secondly, children improve, no capital there, more quickly when they experience. Yeah, you've already said that though. Be careful here, we're not getting too repetitive. Some activities need to be practiced physically to improve it. Yeah, we've said this. So maybe you're just slightly need to reorganize this essay. You can do 2 paragraphs like this, or you could have a statement here saying, rather than firstly, secondly, like this, you could go into however, most academics agree that reading any kind of book, from fiction to fact, whatever, would improve or should improve a child's ability to understand the world, or whatever you want to say. You could talk a little bit about this second side of the argument. Otherwise you're not really kind of mentioning the reading. You've got to mention the reading, and then you could go back to your argument if you want to. Okay. So you could have one little bit like this and then go back into that being said, or however, again, or, like we did before, although reading is obviously beneficial, some activities need to be practiced. So I think I'd, in the beginning of this paragraph, use your although sentence or your however sentence to acknowledge the other side of the argument. Fail to draw a picture consecutively when they focus more on reading. Successfully, maybe not consecutively, I don't think. When they focused more on reading rather than practicing on a sheet. Okay. Improve more by practicing. Okay, good. Yes, it's also about learning different skills and enjoying the skills as well, isn't it? Youngsters enhance their skill set and creativity by practicing substantially. Okay. Yes, I'm just going to go back to the title in a minute. Doing an activity with a child. We're not just talking about practicing here. We're talking about that you could take them to play football. You could take them to the park. You could take them to a museum. You've kind of started talking about practice, and kind of you're really kind of talking a lot about this practice and experience. But don't forget the title. Make sure we're always on point here. Really important. But you made a great start. Really impressive. Thank you very much. Well done.